up?
Here, get your microphone. Shui Fear! What is up, man? I'm going to confuse you a little bit right now with this intro, but just hang with me, okay? Happy Monday, everybody. Come to the Ted Jones Comedy Show tonight at the Stand, 7 p.m. It's going to be amazing. Yesterday, I just opened for Hannah Berner in Miami. So, we're recording this a little bit before, I go to Miami before I head down tomorrow morning. But I imagine that show went amazingly. Hannah, thank you for having me. And Shui, you're back on the couch, bro. How is everything, dude?
Dude, everything is exciting. Like, I've got a busy week ahead of me.
Yes.
Comedy-wise, video-wise, good things are happening. This is what's happening, Ted, okay? So Sunday, I'm filming for this, Muslim comedy show. It's supposed to be awesome. Yeah, I just met this girl comic, and she wanted to loop me in on getting some video work done.
Okay.
And Monday, I'm seeing John Mayer, my boo.
Okay, tonight, as we were releasing this.
Literally,
releasing this Monday,
right
so
now.
Tonight,
Yeah.
Right now.
You're probably, I am swooning.
Yes.
I'm swaying to John Mayer right now as you're watching this.
You were supposed to potentially film the Ted Jones Comedy Show tonight, but prior engagements, all good.
So this is the first time I'm ever seeing John.
He's very talented.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
This is
I've seen him
special.
on the street a few times. I remember
In New York?
One time I was 11 years old. I was like, oh my God, is that John Mayer? And I was like, John Mayer! And as he was walking back, he was like didn't even turn around, just did one of those
God damn.
peace signs. Pretty chill, man.
Dude, I would die.
Pretty chill. Yeah, so he's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool. I enjoy John Mayer. But I don't know how much you follow tennis. Do you follow tennis at all?
I don't follow tennis.
So Novak Djokovic, I'm not sure if you heard this. He did not play in the Australian Open because he didn't have his vaccine shot.
I heard.
He came out on BBC News and is saying that he is willing to forfeit playing in the French Open and Wimbledon and possibly the US Open if they, make him take a vaccine shot. But that's how important it is to him in terms of staying unvaccinated.
I've heard he has some crazy beliefs.
Yeah,
other beliefs as well.
Like what?
I don't know.
Nothing in
I've heard he's
particular?
a crazy guy.
So he basically, for the most part, as far as I know, is vegan and, takes great care of his body,
Sure.
Which is great to hear. But it's just so interesting to hear, the star of the sport of tennis, have such strong beliefs. He will not get vaccinated to play and try and, have the most Grand Slams of all time. Because he's right behind Rafael Nadal right now with 20 Grand Slams. Rafael Nadal has 21. But, if Djokovic were to continue playing, even if he played the Australian Open, he may have won that, may win the French Open, may win Wimbledon, US Open. So, he's just taking his time with playing in these Grand Slams, or at least until people are they're willing to let him play when he's unvaccinated. Because also in Coachella, which is in April, the music festival, I'm sure you've heard of it.
Sure.
They are not requiring masks, not requiring negative tests, and not requiring vaccines. So at that point, it's almost did you ever even need to get the vaccine, man? As controversial as that sounds.
Dude, you don't want to. You might get taken off for YouTube just for that.
You know what I mean? It's a crazy time now that we are almost full circle where this month this summer are we going to see people? Are we going to see this kind of Coachella attitude all over the place?
Did the tennis player, he had COVID already?
Yeah, he has had COVID previously, so
All
he
right.
does have the antibodies.
Okay, I think it's ridiculous that he's not allowed to play. That's my opinion.
Really?
Because if you have COVID,
Right.
the research
So
that's
do you
coming
think
out
that
right
they-
now is
well,
that
do you think that they should have tested for the should have tested for the antibodies first?
sure,
Yeah, 'cause,
or
how can you
I'm
tell
sure he
he's
would have
had
done
COVID
that.
before?
This seems like a political move. If you had COVID in the past for at least 2 years since you caught it, you have antibodies that are 3 to 4 times stronger than if you had the vaccine.
What is that? Some scientific fact?
No, it's just a study out of Israel that came out.
So, I had one of my friends who was on the podcast. I haven't seen him since college, since he graduated college. James Lowe. I'm not sure if you listened to this episode, but if you guys did 2 episodes ago, he was preaching and saying that we really don't even need to be vaccinated. He was saying he's not anti-vax, but he doesn't care if people are vaxxed. But I don't know. A lot of stuff still going on with this vaccine shit. I remember 4 months ago, nobody even cared. It was really waning away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Omicron jumped back up, and now we're kind of in a hazy medium. We don't really know what's going to come next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like people keep trying to scare us.
Yeah, bro. But, we got to stay up. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Reach out to a loved one. You know what I mean? Dude,
Yeah.
I took a huge nap before you came over. I don't know if you can tell. That's why I said, come over 15 minutes later, because I took a nap. It's so funny. When I take a nap, I don't go under the covers, which I think is a strategic move. I leave the lights kind of on a little bit.
I hear you.
And I just like mummy myself when I'm taking a nap. Like put my hands on my shoulders.
I feel like
and
it
just
keeps you from like going into deep sleep.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't want to sleep for 3.5 hours. Like 30 minutes is the perfect amount. You ever nap?
Yeah. Yeah. When I need it. When I need it.
Right.
Yeah. Do you have like crazy dreams when you nap?
Sometimes.
Do you have any this time?
No, not this time. But
No
I wake
dreams.
up with, it's so weird. I wake up with like my arms are kind of like dead. You know, like the circulation to my arms are not that great. But like when I wake up in the morning, that never happens. It almost always happens when I take a nap.
Arms are
I
dead?
don't understand. Yeah, like the circulation of my arms.
Interesting.
Like I can't really feel my arms when I wake up. I have to shake them out. You know what I mean? When you have like dead kind of body
Yeah,
parts, you
yeah,
just,
like
sit on something for a long time. You're filming with filming a Muslim comedy show?
Yeah, that's
Where's
on Sunday.
that?
I think that's at Caroline's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, nice, man. Tell us about your outfit today. I made a comment on it earlier, but it's a nice outfit. Tell us about it.
Well, after we vlogged yesterday,
Yes.
I was going to this like Jewish enrichment dinner learning thing, and I was like only wearing a hoodie. So I was like, oh man, I need to dress nicer than this. And I passed by like this thrift store, hopped in, picked out like this vest, and
This does not look thrift at all. Well, did you wash it before you put it on? It
Yeah.
doesn't even look like it needs to be. Oh, I guess you did wash it, so it looks.
yeah,
It looks
it's
more
fine.
sleek.
Yeah, but yeah, I picked
out.
out this vest thing, and I thought, oh, this is probably in style nowadays, you know?
Nice.
So that's how I'm wearing a vest.
I like
right
that,
now.
dude.
So what's been peeving you this week? What's been like on your nerves?
What does peeving mean? On my nerves?
Yeah. What's on your nerves?
I mean, I'm anxious to go down to Miami, dude. I hate the airport. I hate getting to the airport. I don't mind once I'm on the plane, but like the idea of waking up and then figuring out like ballparking when you need to go to the airport, because people never really know. And like if you go to a more crowded airport, you could end up standing in line for an hour and a half, something like that.
What's your number? Let's say our numbers at the same time. How long before you have to get to the airport?
Okay, so let's say
when you leave. When do you have to leave your house?
Well, okay, my flight is 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna leave the apartment at about like 7:10.
7:10.
Something like that.
I was gonna say
and,
7.
Yeah, and then I'll go sit down for an hour, something like that. But like,
is stupid.
There are airports though that are sometimes understaffed, and then especially now during COVID, like the last time I went back from Miami, I was in the security line for an hour and 45 minutes, and I gave myself extra time to get on the flight. But like, if I didn't, I wouldn't have made my flight, which is just a ridiculous thought. The fact that you can get somewhere 2 hours early and you're at the complete mercy of security at an airport, it's like, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to miss my flight that I just paid. How much money did I pay for, Shui? $400 something like that.
You paid
I'm not saying this particular time. But I'm
any
saying,
flight.
Yeah, any flight. Like, you pay $400 and you might not make it, even if you're responsible in the whole thing. You know? So I understand when people miss flights. It's like easy to miss a flight. It should not be that easy to miss a flight. Okay?
Yeah.
There needs to be a better system, I think. Security needs to get with it. You know, like obviously people have like Blue or you have TSA pre-check. That's great. But I think that everything should be in the pace of TSA
democratize
pre-check
it. Why can only some people
Blue
get this?
or Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Well, I think that they try and make it like fast pass at Disney
I
World.
know.
Do you ever go to Disney World?
Yeah, of course. But like, I don't like the fast. Like the whole point of it is just to make rich people hate poor people.
Right, or poor people hate rich people.
Yes.
Well, also the other way around too. You're like, look at these peasants as you're
These hill people.
Yeah, as you're walking by, fast. But we need to figure that out at airports. So that's why I only really like flying private. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sensible sense out here.
Dude, you want to hear a crazy story?
Let's hear
Airport
it.
story?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was school president of my high school.
Nice. Is that like valedictorian also?
No.
School
I got
president.
voted. I got voted.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
For like student body and stuff.
Yeah. How many kids were in your grade, by the way?
Not a lot, like
Okay.
40.
Okay.
Small private Jewish day school. I also was the first president to get impeached.
Do tell.
Yeah. It all started when I was on the basketball team varsity senior year. Went to the airport. We were going to like this, competition in Memphis. And
Tournament.
yeah. And
Competition.
we had to like competition. Yeah, it was a tournament. We had to check our bags. And I fly back to Atlanta to Philly every single month because I was boarding for school. So like I usually just check it. Don't check my bag. What's in it? Just my go bag. But they said, oh, we're not checking bags. That has to be your carry-on. So we go through security. Lo and behold, goes through. Beep, beep, beep. Security people pull me over. And they take out these like Batman ninja stars and a bowl that I fashioned out of a expo marker. And
you made a bowl out of an expo
yeah,
marker?
you just sort of take the end of it and then you put it on the back and you like cover everything up with aluminum foil. It's a some real ghetto moves. But yeah, get through security. They pull me over, take out those knives. I just had like these Batman throwing knives, like a. I remember I like as it was going through, I was like, okay, I'm an idiot. This one.
Oh, you knew you had it in there. But
What?
How soon did you know? Like as soon as you put it on the
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
security check.
Yeah, I was like, oh
So
shit,
it's definitely last minute.
I'm fucked. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Did you get in trouble with the law with that or what?
Nah, they threw those out. They threw out the knives, but then the
bowl. What'd they do?
the bowl. My principal was on the trip with us.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he took me on a long walk through one of the terminals and then let me know that I was getting a Greyhound once we land in Memphis. And I, was impeached because
Bro,
of...
you were the last person I would think to have maybe not Batman stars in your bag, but a bowl in your bag during a class trip.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't a smoker.
Yeah, whose bowl was it? It was yours,
It was for a YouTube video I was making.
For a YouTube video.
Like a little comedy sketch
But
about
was it a used bowl or no?
No, clean.
So then how could you get in trouble with that? You could have said it was for tobacco.
Paraphernalia. It wasn't a good look. I understand that.
Right.
Yeah, but like...
Wow, impeached, bro.
Yeah, I was suspended for like a couple weeks. I thought I was going to get expelled.
Wow.
I was down in Atlanta for like a month.
Damn.
Yeah.
Was it like all boys school or boys and girls?
Boys and girls.
So were you like the hot topic for a couple weeks? Damn, Shui got impeached for smoking a bowl. And Bill Clinton, had to get blown to get impeached. You were just smoking a bowl. You didn't even smoke a bowl.
I didn't even smoke a bowl. I didn't even get blown. I should have done something way worse. I should have blown the principal.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, then you probably wouldn't have gotten expelled, right?
I know, but
my principal was at one of the Ted Jones comedy shows the other week.
yeah.
Yeah, were you there? Were
Or
you
was
at
it the
that
janitor
show?
or something?
No, dude. The principal, and then
principal.
also my PE teacher, and then my math teacher was there.
Yeah.
Wild. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, or you haven't seen this vlog, I show up at the stand like 45 minutes before the Ted Jones comedy show on a Monday night at 7 p.m. And it turns out that the school that I went to for middle school from kindergarten through 8th grade was having their holiday party, their Christmas party at the stand. So I walk in and I see, no joke, like 6 of my teachers. And I'm like, what? And then as we went on downstairs, I told them to come downstairs so they saw the set. And they had a great time. And then it ended up landing me a job offer. An offer that I kindly declined, but it was very nice that they were thinking of me.
What did they offer you?
For that? They wanted me to teach this class at the school, like a PG comedy set improv class. Yeah, which is like a great idea. I think that's fun, but just like ultimately, it was gonna take up a good amount of time. I think at other times during the week.
Yeah.
Just besides that 1 hour a week, and also like I don't know, I don't want to be getting yelled at for parents, and I don't want to teach kids really anything right now. Just not a good time in my life for me to do that. I think like if they caught me maybe like a year ago, it's something that I'd be maybe more interested in doing, but at this particular time, no. Just have a lot on my plate, bro. So I just politely declined. But would have been a fun,
Interesting experience.
fun little thing to do. Yeah, and we'll see. And now I might put on a comedy show for the school or the staff. So
No way.
that'd be interesting, man. That'd be funny, especially since like I got kicked out of that school after 8th grade.
You got kicked out.
Not like fully kicked out, but they were like kind of nudging me to leave just because the schoolwork was so hard. And then 9th grade, like it really got serious. Like
Wow.
it was like one of the better high schools in the city. So like the workload was going to be like twice the amount. And I already had tutors in 8th grade and shit. I don't know how well you did in college.
In college?
Yeah, how'd you do? I mean, high school.
High school, I did fine. I think I got 1C. That was it. But ninth. I have another like almost expulsion story also.
Uh-huh.
I got asked not to come back from my 9th grade school in Atlanta.
Okay, so that was basically the kind of the same thing that happened in 8th grade. But what happened with you?
I didn't want to be there. It was it was like a yeshiva, like a Orthodox yeshiva. Like you get in at like 8 a.m. and school goes till like 9 p.m.
Dude.
Yeah, like we're just learning Talmud all day. It was a rough.
So you learn a lot of Hebrew type of history in that school?
Just a lot. Most of the day was Judaics.
So you learn a lot about the Torah then?
Torah, Talmud, just mostly Gemara.
Talmud.
Talmud is like our exegeses, which is like
Explain, yeah.
explanation on the Mishnah, which is an explanation on the Mishnah. The Mishnah is our like rabbis talk about the Bible.
Yeah.
Bible given by God, given to Moses, to the people, and it explains all of the like Jewish ethics and laws and morality. It basically introduced morality into the world in the first written form. And then there are these rabbis, sages, who explain the written Torah law, Torah stuff.
Right.
They unpack it. And then later rabbis are just like, oh, what about like practical for our world today? And those rabbis explain the Mishnah, which was the explanation on the Torah.
Do you guys get all that? So how's your apartment, man? The last time you came on this podcast, your apartment was in shambles, but now they're doing some work.
Yeah, they're doing construction
What's
on
the
it.
deal with that?
I think within 2 weeks they'll be done with construction, and I'll be back in my place.
And you're not paying rent until then.
I'm not paying rent until then.
Man. That's great. You're getting a free stay in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always nice. It's always there's always definitely a silver lining when you don't have to pay rent, just because like anywhere in New York you're spending money to lay your head, you know. And this particular time you got to take advantage of it, even though it probably stinks.
It's not great.
It's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, but that's what's up. They're doing construction.
Nice. And you're where? You're on the Upper West Side.
Upper West, 81st.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's your relationship with your roommates now? Because I remember like the only real time I was getting along well with my roommates was probably like the first year that I had them.
Really?
It was in really close quarters. I went to UConn and we probably had like a 300 square foot room, and I shared it with 2 other bros, and then the bathroom we shared with like another 5 guys. So it was like 8 of us sharing a bathroom, which was like a little gross looking back.
One bathroom?
Yeah. But when I was like 19, 20 years old, you know, I really had no choice. And the dorm that I was in, it was like, this is the dorm that you want to be in. It's
okay.
Like Garrigus Suites was like the name at UConn.
Interesting. I don't know. I like my roommates.
Yeah.
I've always had roommates. I don't think until I'm married, I don't see why I wouldn't have roommates. Yeah.
Interesting.
I just like, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't ever get annoyed at your roommates?
Nah. But I also don't I don't get annoyed at.
Yeah, you're pretty even keeled, as I said before.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having a balance, and then also your love life is going well. You know, you got a lot of things going for you, man. So don't blow it.
I know.
Don't blow it. You're not gonna get kicked out of the free world.
But things were like
Imagine
not
if you
going
went to
well.
jail. Why were things not going well?
Because of like the flood and everything.
Oh yeah, things couldn't have actually been going worse probably at that point.
Yeah, it was pretty tough.
But now things are going well. So like I just said, have you ever been to jail?
Jail?
That's a crazy deep question. Imagine if you have. Oh yes, tell us.
Psychologically.
Okay,
No.
but I'm talking about physically.
No.
Not mentally.
Like jail, I've worked at a prison.
Really?
Really at a courthouse, yeah.
Oh, what were you, a scribe?
No, I was a intern. We evaluated rapists and murderers to see if they were competent for trial. Yeah. Like
do explain.
in this in a psychiatric department of the court. Basically in college, yeah, for like 3 months, every single day, I'd just go with my professor into his work and meet these like terrible people who like killed their daughters, killed their husbands or wives usually. And
what was the kind of stuff that you were asking them, and then how would they respond?
some stuff was really crazy. Like I mean, we'd ask them about the elements that came up to them, like stabbing their daughter in the neck or stabbing their like son-in-law on the street. And it's usually like, it always, okay, this is one lesson.
Yeah.
Don't keep things in. Every single one of these cases was like a situation or a circumstance where like a husband and wife were just
got worse and worse.
Just kept things in, didn't talk out what problems they had. And like some of the stuff, like whatever their spouse was doing was like screwed up, totally not cool, but it just kept boiling up and they didn't either leave or do anything with it. And then, I don't know, something popped off and they just...
So what was maybe one of the crazier questions you have asked them, or one of the crazier things you've heard in terms of explanation for why they did such a horrible thing?
Well, we were talking to this like guy who didn't speak a word of English. We had to have a Chinese translator, and he basically killed his daughter's husband on the street in front of his house. They basically lived in the same house, like a daughter.
Family did.
Yeah, the daughter and her husband,
Yeah.
and the dad lives upstairs. And like and basically we were trying to figure out what was the motive, or is he able to explain his motive? And if he could go on the stand. And basically he didn't approve of this husband of hers,
Yeah.
and they literally like they didn't speak to each other, and he was literally living in the same house with them. And so like you can just imagine like the buildup of tension over the years of that. And then one day there was some heated argument, and he like threw her outside of her house.
Wait, the husband threw her outside?
No, the dad threw
his daughter outside the house.
Threw it. I'm getting confused whether he stabbed the son-in-law or the daughter. It might have been the daughter, honestly. That was my initial. We saw a lot of cases like this, but like he literally threw his daughter out of the house and then came out like 30 seconds later with a kitchen knife and like stabbed her in the neck like 30 times. Insane.
You know what's interesting? Also, you hear about stabbing is you never hear like a smaller kind of number with stabbing. Maybe that's also.
What do you mean smaller number?
I mean, like if I were to. I don't believe I'm going to do this, but imagine if I stabbed you like 3 times.
There's never an efficient murderer.
Do you know what I mean, though? Like, you don't stab someone 3 times. It seems like it's almost like an anger mechanism.
You're trying to get someone out.
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, I feel like by like 4 or 5, you're probably good. But then, like,
yeah.
Yes, you're probably trying to get something. That's why you hear such crazy numbers like that. And this was in Atlanta?
No, this was in New York.
What? Well, recently then, ish.
Yeah. In the past like 4 years,
So
I did.
what drove you to get this internship? You just trying to
I was on
your
the
geek wet in all professions, or what?
No, I was on the psych track.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
I applied to like PhD programs and stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, nice man. That's friggin' nuts. I mean, one of the crazier. Was this a summer job?
No, this was during spring semester.
Yeah, one of the crazier jobs I guess I've ever had was like being a camp counselor. I just saw like a lot of crazy parents and crazy kids, but like nothing like nothing like that, dude.
Yeah, I also worked at a special needs camp.
Okay,
4 summers.
Nice.
But like craziest stuff go down. Like whatever.
How?
Just like kids sometimes die.
Just because they're like disabled.
Yeah, they're just so like
moving.
Or like
Possibly.
sometimes they could have like drowned at a camp like that I worked at, and it's like crazy. Or they just are terminally ill, and like I don't know why I'd bring this up. This is so dark.
It's a past job. No.
Yeah.
They only hear about it.
But it also was the happiest place I've ever been to. This camp that I worked
bet,
at.
man. Well, because the most part, you see a lot of smiles all day, right?
Yeah, and it's just all about making these kids happy,
Totally.
and they're naturally happy individuals.
And this
as
was
well.
in New York, or this was in Atlanta?
New York, upstate New York.
Man, all right. So you've done a ton of mitzvah work in New York, have you not? Mitzvah, for you guys
Mitzvah.
who don't know, means mensch, means nice deed. Correct?
Good deed, yeah.
Good deed.
Yeah.
I look forward to being tan today as you guys are watching and listening. You know, and also we do have video on Spotify, very exclusive. If you guys are on Spotify right now, you see Shui and I on the couch chopping it up. Shui in his thrift shop outfit. What was that song again? Oh, that was like Macklemore. What was it?
I'm gonna pop some tags.
What up? I got a big wang. And then it's like to the
I'll be
thrift
copping it
shop.
up and it up.
That's
it.
Macklemore.
Mm-hmm. I've gotta pop some tags.
Yeah. That's for the most part the chorus. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm gonna.
One of the first concerts I ever went to.
Macklemore?
Yeah.
Let me guess, New York. No, this concert I actually went to was in Atlanta.
Philly.
God damn it, this kid's been all over. And also, you might go to Israel this summer. We'll see.
Yeah.
Have you decided if you're gonna go? Are you taking your boy or what?
I don't have dates yet, but I'd love to. I'd love to travel. Maybe take a month off.
I would like to meet an Israeli woman, I tell you. But the thing is, bro, they're so far away. Okay.
What do you mean?
That's the thing.
Israelis live in New York.
Yeah, but I'm talking. Okay, if there were to be an Israeli woman who lives in New York, sure, hit me in the DM. But I'm saying like to go to Israel and like fall in love in Israel and then have to come back to New York. That sounds like a nightmare for me because it's something that could potentially happen. Like I don't want to say I fall in love so easily, but I like the idea of being around people that make me feel like I'm loved. All right.
And why is that specific to Israelis?
Well, we were talking about Israel, and I was also just thinking about how I went there one time I mean, I've been there twice, but one time I went there, it was like on Birthright, and I don't know, I was just like so befuddled by the idea of Israel and going there and the
You learn a lot.
history and like I learned so much. It was like Birthright was one of the crazier 11-day journeys I've ever had. Just like
Wow.
no joke, every single day that I was there, if not every single day, 10 out of the 11 days I cried at one particular time during
Really?
the trip. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So my buddy that I went with, Andy Brand, like it was a joke that like no joke, I was crying so much there just because like it was so emotional for me. I have no idea. And like a girl that was there, like I basically fell in love with for a few weeks. Then we came back to like New York, and she lived in LA. And,
Dude,
like,
why didn't we
it
unpack
go
this?
well. What? Let's unpack it. Well, there's really not
What-
much to unpack.
What were you doing?
I think I was exhausted. Also, man.
Like were you
did
happy crying?
Yeah. I think no. Some of it was sad. Just like when we went to some of like the
Or meaningful
Holocaust
crying.
museums, meaningful crying, but
Okay.
also like I was exhausted, dude. I think like
It's one of the
getting there. First of all, once you get to Israel, you land at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon after leaving a 6 p.m. flight. So you get there 2 p.m. You're off to your first site, and then you're doing history stuff, whatever it is, till 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Then you have dinner. Then it's like lights out by 9:30 or 10:30 p.m. that night, and then from that next morning, from 7 a.m. to no joke, like 10 p.m. It's straight doing all the
Hiking.
stuff that
Yeah,
the
camel
Birthright
riding.
people, have paid for. So I was like exhausted, but also it's meaningful.
And then they slam you with like spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
That gets to you.
Everything. So it was just crazy. Like we spent so much time in the bus. Food was great, but it was just like, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was like eat and then keep moving, eat, keep moving, sleep, keep moving. It was a job when we were there. And then obviously, when you think you go to Israel for free, which is what Birthright is, they want to jam as much as they can into your system while you're there, which makes sense. I get it.
It's pretty awesome what they do.
And then I also went there when I was 15 years old with my family, which wasn't that great. Like it just felt like, it was just like, I would like to go to Israel and not have to see all of the history of Israel, the history of the Jewish people.
Just hang out in Tel Aviv.
Exactly. I would love to go to Israel for like 2 weeks and not do as much as I was doing when I was there. And I imagine that's something that you probably do if you were to go there.
I have not done that yet.
What, just like chilled there?
Like on a non-program.
Right.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that I would love to do. But I feel like in going there, I don't want to be sucked into the culture because I love New York. I don't want to betray New York.
Mm-hmm.
While Israel doesn't have as many like, I don't know if like saying the comedy entertainment industry is not as strong over there, but I mean, United States, New York is definitely the place to strive to be your absolute best.
But
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you could take over Israel if you went. You can. There's so much that could happen in Israel, and people are hustling all the time in Israel.
Yes.
And like, there's only been one or two like Israel shows on Netflix. If you like, you can get to the top quicker if you
Bro, imagine
something
you
in
and I
Israel.
go and we just get a deal with Netflix.
dude.
It'll be fresh. We can also stay in New York and figure that out too and do it too.
It's true.
Just a matter of time, guys. Just a matter of time, you know?
Yeah.
Are you watching any TV shows? Or
Yeah.
no? You don't watch so much TV, do you?
I watch,
watching?
dude. I watch so much TV.
What are you watching?
I watch so much because I love TV.
Dude, I watch so much TV. What TV are you watching?
I watch bad TV. I watched this Jack Reacher show on Amazon recently.
Jack Reacher. Is that like a shooting show?
Yeah, it's like it's based on a book that I read.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it was terrible. Not great actor. Not a great main actor. The other actors were great, but I don't know why they chose him. He seemed like a dummy, or that they couldn't cast a better person.
Keep naming shows. Maybe we've watched one that's similar.
Yeah. What did I love? Ozark. I watched the new season.
Yeah, the new season was great.
Killer.
Slightly slow though, I feel. There was too much action in it being slow. And I didn't really like how much they were getting out of so many jams, it felt like.
Out of so many.
Yes, it felt like death was around the corner so many times in that show, and they just, were able to avoid it. But it was still good.
You know the sauce behind like the part 1? It's like season 4, part 1.
Yeah. So I guess in a few months they'll bring out part 2.
Yeah.
Because I remember in the very beginning of season 4, part 1, I don't even believe that this is a spoiler, but don't listen for a second if you think it is a spoiler. So in the beginning of season 4, part 1, the car flipped, and we never heard anything from that.
I think
family was in the car flipped, and we never heard anything past that.
that was not a future reference. I think that was just what happened. Like it was just like to.
No, I don't think so because
Or it was a metaphor.
No, because right after that they were at the Mexicans party and it was that lady had gotten.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Was that at the end of last season? Was that?
Yeah. That was at the end of last season. They were getting popped.
No, the car crash.
I don't think it was. I don't think so.
Interesting. Whoa, weird.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they'll bring it back in part
That's
2.
what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because like I didn't understand when the car got flipped, and I was like, "What? Are we gonna address this or no?"
They totally didn't address it.
Happened.
True.
Did you ever hit the gym or no? Beep boop.
Nah, man.
No.
No.
All right.
What was that sound? Beep boop.
Interesting. That was like a random like cut to. You know what I mean? Just like cut to.
I like to do a snap.
Right. Oh yeah. You know we utilize the snaps all the time. But yes, you don't at all. I'm a big gym guy. Do you know that?
I do push-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups.
Let's go.
That's
it.
Those
are the core. You got to get your squats in there, and then you get.
And then I walk
arms
enough.
out, and then.
What's that?
Squat. Well, for squats. Like that, something like that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to have the weight on your back.
Yeah. Sure.
You walk a lot. I walk a lot. It's tough to get 10,000 steps in the winter, though.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
I mean, 10,000 steps a day is a really good goal to have. People say 10,000 steps a day, and also like you can get to 10,000 steps a day, just not on the iPhone, because like the iPhone will track your steps.
Yeah.
And like having 10,000 steps with your iPhone in your hand, that's impressive and on another level. But I'd say probably if you look at your iPhone for steps, you want to aim for like 5,000 a day, something like that, a couple miles.
5,000 sounds healthy.
Yeah, definitely. But it's just tough sometimes, like in the winter now, like when the snow is outside. Yeah, it's tough to do.
Yeah, I agree. You work out.
I do work out almost every day.
Where's your gym?
Almost every day, like around the corner, pretty close. It's like super easy to get to.
Wow.
I just go outside.
Equinox?
Usually have the sweatshirt. No Equinox. No Equinox for me, man.
That place seems like a filthy.
Well, I go to their
filthy place.
What do you mean
for
filthy?
Rich people? Filthy.
So I go to
gross.
Equinox's broke cousin, which is Blink.
Ugh.
And I love Blink.
Blink.
It's great. It's nice, you know. I get like a good crowd in there, and also I haven't been wearing my glasses when I've been going to the gym.
You ever meet a girl at the gym?
So that's been like, for the most part, keeping me distracted in terms of like looking for anyone. I've never met a girl at the gym. I don't intend to. I feel like it's a weird place to pick up girls.
It would be
at
weird.
The gym.
But I feel like it happens.
And also, like, do girls like being picked up at the gym? Like, I don't understand how you're even supposed to do that.
Let us know in the comments.
Nice set. Hey, that's a lot of weight. Damn, girl. Or like, wow, I've been watching you from over there, and I'm really impressed. There's so many creepy lines that you can pull out at the gym for girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't. Can you really meet girls at the gym? I don't think so.
What would you even say?
No, that's what I mean. I think you'd say one of the weird things that I just said. Hey, what's up? By the way, I'm Ted. I've been watching you for a few weeks now. I just want to say the form on your squats, impeccable. Your glutamus maximus looks great on it. She's like, ew. Wait, are you Ted Jones? Maybe that would happen.
Maybe.
Who knows, man?
Mm-hmm. You can't just
freaking
open up with like that ass look good. I don't know what you're doing.
That's true, dude. How do you get down here anyway, man? Whatever. See what I did there? Remix again. How do you get down here? AC1.
I took the E. I was working out of a hotel.
Oh, you're so fancy. You're working out of the hotel. Were you at the Carlisle?
Park Hyatt.
Freaking hotel.
Very
hotel?
fancy.
Park Hyatt.
Yeah.
On 42nd Street.
57th.
Nice. You like got a coffee and just sat down and started working?
It has a really nice workspace.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. You ever been in a WeWork office?
Don't you have to pay for that?
Potentially. Well, yeah. I was thinking maybe you might know someone who had a WeWork office and you'd work out of there, something like that, because they have a commonly shared space.
Really?
So they have like, let's say 8 little 100 square foot cubicles. 100 square feet probably fits 4 people. So they have 8 of those spaces. And then they have like a conference room that probably you can have like different people working at if they come in for the day or something.
Can you only use that WeWork location?
I'm sure that they have like you can use a global or you can only use it. Well, actually, you know what? Since that you do pay per month for like your cubicle, it probably is only location. But I'm sure you can have a global one where you're like allowed to use the spare rooms in a particular location over there. Like WeWork, the idea of it seemed like such a great idea. It just obviously was never worth $40 billion, and that's why it went to shit.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like it only worked for Manhattan, or like, should have started smaller.
Well, definitely, because like they got, I a huge investment from this like billionaire guy. His name was like Mauricio Sun, something like that.
Yeah.
He had got like a $4 billion investment into the company.
Jesus.
So they just started growing at like an insanely rapid pace. And then, you know, a lot of people were like, wait, like where is the value in this company? They don't have anything income producing. All they're doing is just leasing out space. So the stock basically like crashed.
Speaking of billionaires, you hear about this Elon thing?
What about him? That he's giving $5.7 billion in his stock away?
Yeah,
for world hunger, right?
For world hunger.
He's a great guy, right? I
Dude,
hate when
people are still gonna hate him. People are still gonna hate
which I understand.
I don't understand.
Well, people are jealous that this guy has over.
Is it that?
He has over $200 billion.
I think it's the fast pass thing. I think it's just like, this guy's in the fast pass lane, so I hate him.
Well, I mean, you can't really stop a lot of people from thinking that because there are people that just don't like other people who have an extraordinary amount of wealth. Now, should people be capped at wealth? How do you feel about that?
I think it should be up to Elon to donate $6 billion. Like, even if there was a cap, the government wouldn't take that much away. That's insane.
What do you mean?
Like, if it's crazy that
Let's say it's capped at 100.
At 100 what?
100 billion.
100 billion?
Like one single person is not allowed to have more than 100 billion. Elon has like 250 right now.
I think it's complicated. Like
yeah,
once you get up to like into the billions, it's like more of like who's managing all the funds. Do you want the government to be doing that, or do you want people who actually know money to be doing that?
And that's a thought also with like the New York housing crisis, you know, like in the city in the past 4 years, like the city government wants to take over housing, but like look how shitty of a job they've done with public housing.
So terrible.
Yeah, so I mean, when you hand it over to private owners, obviously they're going to care more because, you know, it's their baby, it's their money, it's their income per month. But then if you hand it over to like a public company, you're, you know, relying on Joe Schmo, who's a manager at the company,
only allowed to make this much money.
Exactly.
So he's not going to try so hard.
He's getting paid $75,000 a year regardless. You know, it doesn't matter if the vacancy gets filled up a little bit faster. It doesn't matter if the paint in the hallways, the lights are on. You know, so it definitely is. You know, a kind of iffy scale. You know, it's tough to balance, but. I think that there is something to be said for people who just think that he has an extraordinary amount of wealth. But then again, it's not like he can go to the bank and take out $200 billion out of his Chase account. It's not like that. You know, like maybe he has $5 billion in liquid money all over the stock markets and everything like that where he can just pull it out.
He doesn't.
But,
he has stock shares.
Yeah, but besides that, like it's his company that has him with the lion's share of as well. Same with Bezos, and basically same with like everyone who's worth over $5 billion. You know, a majority of their money is probably in a company, in an LLC, not in their Chase bank account.
Well, that's crazy. It's crazy that like maybe we'll solve world. I mean, I don't even know what $6 billion does.
We'll see. Hopefully, if it's managed well, it could go very well. But also, I don't know if you've heard this, like Mark Zuckerberg gave $100 million to the city of Newark to like kind of put together programs and put together, you know, funding and everything. And within 3 months, it was gone just because like it wasn't managed correctly.
Yeah.
So putting that much money in, you got to put it in the right hands.
There needs oversight,
which is very tough to put $6 billion into, you know, a company of what, 10,000 people, something like that.
Or expect people not to get greedy.
Yeah, because
mismanaged.
Every single person has to not get greedy, which is tough sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. Sometimes. But it's good.
It's good. Yeah, it's good that somebody is putting their foot forward in trying to solve us and having, you know, depopulation be a real thing on this earth, man.
Or I also think it's cool. Like Elon's a role model.
I agree.
And like especially
changing the world.
Yeah, and 2 billionaires. So like. Watch people's opinion of Elon change. People are only going to love him more now because of this. And that's going to incentivize other billionaires to do good.
And not just donate $500 million to Harvard so they make another library.
Yeah.
Like, let's do something else with that $500 million.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Are you a crypto guy? Do you have any crypto?
I do. I do
have crypto.
I do have crypto. I'm not huge on it.
Like Bitcoin and Ethereum, though?
I have Bitcoin and Ethereum.
And those are like your 2 real ones that you're only touching right now?
It's just like whatever, $10 a day.
Right.
But wow.
That's good. No matter what, you have like automated.
Yeah.
That's great. So I've talked on this podcast before about Shiba Inu coin. You hear about this?
The dog one?
Yeah. Well, no, the dog coin is Dogecoin. Shiba Inu is just like a shit coin that. If
But
it goes to
Dogecoin's
$1,
dog
I'm gonna be a billionaire.
Isn't Dogecoin's dog a Shiba Inu?
Yeah, that's confusing.
That's
You're right,
confusing.
but it is. But Dogecoin is a coin, and Shiba Inu coin is a separate coin. Just like a stock coin that I've told these guys here, if they have $100 to forget about, you put it in your Coinbase wallet, and then if it goes to 1 cent, I mean, you know, we're all gonna be rich, which is just an interesting.
What, Shiba
thing.
Inu?
Yeah,
So I should just like throw $1 in Shiba Inu?
not $1. You should $100 because $1 won't do anything. If you throw $100, like there's a small chance that $100 can turn into $10,000.
But will you lose more than 100?
No, because you just put in $100 and then you lose that money and then you're at zero.
That's how markets work.
That's why I'm saying, like, if you have $100 to forget about, or you spend it on a lottery ticket,
Shiba
your chances
Inu.
are probably better just giving it into Shiba Inu. I mean, obviously not financial advice, but I mean, it could just be a fluke, and then you end up making whatever 100 times your money, which would be dope.
Yeah.
Metaverse, buying real estate in the.
Are you doing that?
Metaverse. I mean, like once I start to get more income that I feel comfortable putting into the metaverse, like liquid wise, I would do more research on it, like NFTs and stuff. I'm all here for the crypto
revolution.
Future. Yeah, revolution. Well said. I'm all here for that, and I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be big over the next 20 years or whatever. Like I've spoken about NFTs here many a times, and I'm excited to see kind of how the world adapts to it, because I know that the dollar is losing its power every day, Shui.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is. It is. It's not good. I mean, it just is. It's not good or bad.
Yeah, it's just happening. It's like every 100 years. I was talking on the podcast with James like 2 days ago. Excuse me, 2 episodes ago. He was saying, like every 100 years, currency goes to zero, and then we build it up and then figure it out again. So hopefully currency will be, I don't know, surrounded around Bitcoin. It'd be good for all of us listening, and you guys who, if you have Bitcoin or you're about to jump on the horse. Guys, tonight we have the Ted Jones Comedy Show, 7 p.m. at the Stand. Amazing lineup. Check the link in this YouTube video, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you guys listen to podcasts. We want to see you at the show, okay? And if you guys can't make it to this show tonight, don't worry. We got a show March 1st, 7 p.m., March 15th, 7 p.m., and March 29th, 7 p.m. Just check the link in this YouTube video. Shui, sir, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast. Ted Jones World. See you guys next time. Peace.